Hello and namaste. You're watching Jasuja-PropEquity, and we are back with part 2 of our podcast series on Dubai, where we are in conversation with real estate expert Anuj Malik, who has been living in Dubai for the past 17 years and has seen the real estate market evolve, especially pre and post COVID. In the previous episode, Anuj and I discussed Dubai's real estate boom and what's been driving the market. If you missed the episode, don't worry. The link is given in the description below, so do check it out. In today's show, we'll be diving into some hot topics about Dubai's market, including the geopolitical issues in the region and its influence on Dubai. We'll also explore the Golden Visa, what it is, and how it's benefiting Indians. We talk about rental yields and taxation policies in Dubai. And finally, make sure you stay till the end as Anuj shares insights into some of the most special super luxury projects that are making waves in Dubai's real estate market.
Okay, another interesting question I have is, the world that we're living in today is seeing a lot of wars that we haven't seen, before. And we've seen in our research also, for example, post the Russian-Ukraine war,
Yeah,
the Russian investments in Dubai have more than doubled.
yeah.
Uh, uh, what do you see? And with Israel and Palestine also, the situation is not very good. Do you think that's benefiting the market? And Dubai does have this tag of all the billionaires from all over the world who've got this ill-gotten wealth or who want to park their wealth, like the ones who park in Swiss bank accounts, also have another option to buy Dubai real estate. What is the government doing about that to clean its image? Uh, and does it positively benefit Dubai or does it negatively benefit Dubai?
So to answer your first question, it is it's sad, but it is true that if wars, etc., and there's trouble in these parts of the world, it's sad. People are suffering there, but no doubt it has benefited Dubai because they find safe haven here. Um, it was not easy for the Russians to go everywhere. There were only a few places around the world where they could go. Um and Dubai was one of them. So we definitely benefited from them. They have bought a lot of real estate here. They are consumers here. They're living here. So we have benefited from this crisis. And uh, Dubai historically, whether there's abundance around the world, like you said, that there is wealth being created in one way or the other, has found its way here, or its crisis situation. We being a very safe, very multicultural, very business friendly environment, tax friendly environment, have always welcomed people in these scenarios, both good or bad. So that's always been an advantage for us. Yes, if things change and there's some other crisis and people go away, that could hurt us, but that I is something we have to live with. You can't have it all. So that's something not, I think, any city can control. Secondly, there are, as far as you're talking about parking money, etc., I'm not an expert in this, but I can just tell you that there are very strict anti-money laundering laws in place. uh, we as real estate experts and in many industries are told about how to check for AML, how to report AML, um, or to take the steps necessary to see if there is what we should do as the real estate industry experts, our part in reporting such cases. But other than that, I think Dubai is complying from the central bank and everywhere else to whatever other international bank regulations. And I don't know if it is genuine people, are not only just coming here because they can park their money, is because they see value in this city. Otherwise, why would they make this their primary home? They would just do historically park and leave. But now well-to-do people are making Dubai their home. It means they see more than just a safe haven.
Surprisingly, and I was pretty surprised to know that India and Indians are the biggest real estate investors in Dubai. And has the government also launched some schemes, or are there any special scheme for the Indian home buyer to buy and invest in Dubai? And second question
Yeah.
is that is the golden visas have the golden visas really benefited uh, in terms of purchasing real estate in Dubai?
Yes, I think from your to answer your first question, what the government is doing here, all the steps they are taking over here, is attracting people not only from India, from everywhere. So they are not, I don't think they have any country specific programs to attract investment. UAE and India are, already enjoy such good relations. You all know that they are trading in so many ways, and I think India is UAE's biggest trading partner. So there is no question that the relationship is great. We are great friends. That helps giving confidence to everybody that look, I'm putting my money there, and the relationship is excellent over there. So so what is your question again? The country is no,
First
yes.
question
There
you've
is no
answered.
special,
There's no special scheme.
there's no special
And the
scheme for
second
India.
question is how much has golden visas
So
affected
yeah, so
the
that's what.
purchase of real estate positively
Correct. So the
in
golden
Dubai?
visa has impacted and benefited the UAE a lot, from every country around the world. It has been a very, very successful scheme. So this is one thing the government has done, which is not India specific, but overall is invited people and given them golden visa if they meet the criteria, and this has been a huge success. So a number of people now find comfort that for 10 years they get residency, and it's been a huge success, and I think that's why they're continuing with the program.
Uh, so, next question is actually on the home loan interest rates over there.
Yeah.
So, interestingly, because the rental yields in Dubai are between 6 to 8%, what is the housing finance rate over there? And uh, and I'll ask you a question after that once you answer that.
So 4% to 4.25%. If you fix a mortgage for 5 years, for the first 5 years you pay only 4%. If you fix it for 3 years, you pay 4.25%, and then it is IBOR, which is the Emirates borrowing rate, plus 0.55%. That will come to, in today's rate, maybe around 6%. So that is the ongoing uh, borrowing rate. If you look at the LTV, you are allowed to take up to 80% of the valuation of the property as a loan, as a resident. If you're an
Even for
Indian resident,
Indian residents?
for Indian residents, the maximum it can be 60%. So your LTV becomes lower than 80, it becomes 60. And of course, for even the residents here, 80% is only for the first property. For the second property is 60. For Indian residents, it will be 60%, whether it's first, second, third. And the interest rate, I think, is 30 to 50 basis points higher than local. So you're still looking at first 3 to 5 years at 4.5 to 5% a borrowing rate. And after that, it'll become around 6.5.
So interestingly, then the property pays for the housing finance in itself, and the rent, the overall yield or the IRR that one can make will be upwards, in my sense, of over 30 to 40%, because I'm only investing 40% of the value of the property. My rental yield is paying for the entire EMI, and my
Yes.
capital appreciation is happening at 10% on the overall value of the property in the worst case scenario. So
Yes.
effectively, it's about over 25% per annum capital appreciation. And I also get some loose change in the differential between the rental that I earn and the EMI that I pay for the balance EMI. It can't
Yes.
get
And
better than that.
yes, plus it becomes a forced saving in dollar terms. Also remember that when you will sell over here, you will sell in a UAE dirham, which is pegged to the dollar. And if you do take that money back into India, that could have appreciated as well. So your increase is even
Yes.
more.
So it's a double whammy.
Mm.
Uh, Before I move on to your top picks, I have one last question.
Yeah.
And I was in Dubai and I met with you and we spoke a lot. And you've traveled all over the world. And you told me clearly, and I also felt it for the first time, that Dubai is the best city to live anywhere in the world. Could you
Mm.
share some of the big positives and some negatives, whatever negatives they may be? I know there are very little, but as a resident and as a real estate person, what do you think are the real positives of living in Dubai, and if there are any negatives?
Let's start with the negatives because those are very few. It'll be much quicker. And there are also people, what I hear from people are the negatives. I don't feel it as much. People say it's a country that or a city and country that lacks depth, culture, soul. Everything is artificial. These are the kind of things we hear, and I think these are comments made by people who are not really looking at how old this country is. It's like, what, 50, 60 years old. How can we get any of those things in such a short period? And so it's very difficult. It is to uh, to answer to these people sometimes, but I really don't. I have to tell them, look, we're a new country, and we cannot afford. We can't compare us with a European heritage or an Indian heritage, because we it'll take a few hundred years maybe to have that. So other than that, I mean, people complain about the weather. Is it very hot here? Everything is so protected in terms of the air conditioning that you don't feel the summer. So I don't think weather plays a part uh, as well. So other than that, well, you don't get a passport here. People say because you have lived here all your life. Like, I've been here 18 years, I don't have a passport here. You would get that in other countries. Yes, that is the case, but we are also not paying 40% tax like you are paying in other countries for that passport. We are also have a 10-year visa, and which is renewable, and we are close to home. We are welcome over here as Indian expats. So the trade-off is there and the balance is there, and with this 10-year visa now, I think that difference is not that stark. So these are the few negatives one can think of. Positives are, it's a place where people from all religions, from all nationalities, from all cultures live in harmony. More than 85% people are expats. Um, from there is hardly any crime, really negligible, which is growing in other countries. Here you don't see it. You can leave your phone and come back after 2 hours in a coffee shop, you'll find it there. And safe for children. It's a very good environment to bring up family. Your money is safe, and all that we've discussed right now. It's the regulations in place so that there is no cheating, fraud possible. um, um, it's uh, a place where I think a lot of people, a number of people who have moved from various, not only from India. For India, moving to UAE maybe was an upgrade in good old days because of the infrastructure, which is fantastic here, etc. But now when you see people from the West coming here, so many, and even now, even from as far as US, not and even South America, uh, what are they finding over here? So they are coming from developed countries into this country, because I think we have the best of both worlds.
And to add to that, cheaper cars, cheaper fuel, at zero tax, and there are so many more
So many
benefits that
things. We
I
can go
saw
on
over
and on.
there.
The
The
quality
best
of life.
restaurants in the world, the best entertainment in the world. It's
Yes,
all there. It's a melting pot of the world now today.
yes. I mean, that is why people are coming in droves. It's there has to be strong reasons uh, why people are being attracted.
See, okay, so one last question on this discussion is that cost of living. People say cost of living is very high in Dubai, but
Yes.
uh, we have to really look at it from a net of tax point of view. For example, if somebody earns over here, say 60 lakh rupees, he
Hmm.
has to pay 25 lakhs as tax. So net in his hand is 35 lakhs. Whereas in Dubai, it's 60 lakhs what you get. If you earn, keep the entire 60 lakhs. So from a net of tax perspective, I personally think Dubai is cheaper, but I would love to know your views, whether Dubai's cost of living is higher or lower because of that tax element also.
Yeah, I think, look, obviously, for people in the income bracket that you're talking about in India, if here you're looking at, similar income bracket, you can lead a good life. Of course, it boils down to your family size. Here, a very large chunk of your money goes in your education. The education is, I don't think, as expensive in India as it is over here. If you don't want to compromise with your children's education, and there you get, your bills are very high. It's maybe those kind of fees you see in the very, very high top schools in India, but in normal schools you don't not probably find such a high fee. So if you're a family of, let's say, 3 or 4 kids, or let's say even if 3 kids, then yes, schooling is going to play a big factor. Rentals, of course, are also very high. They may not be as high as Singapore or Hong Kong or maybe Tokyo or London, but they are still very, very high. So people end up paying a very huge chunk of their income in rent and school fees. So if you are a family size of maximum, let's say 2 kids, and you have a reasonably good income, yeah, I think you can lead a decent life in Dubai. It's not as expensive as people perceive it to be.
Thank you so much, Anuj, for all these generic answers. And now I will come to the next section, and that is your top five picks in Dubai as a real estate specialist and as a person who's lived there for 17 years, for our Indian viewers to look at those projects and maybe want to invest in them.
So, a very a new concept. See, Dubai has been on sort of the world map for a long time. People are familiar with the trajectory of the Dubai's property market. Even in India, I think a lot of developers do road shows. I think even the Indian consumer is now very well informed about opportunities here in Dubai real estate. But a new area has now come up under development, which people should look at, which is in Marjan Islands in Ras Al Khaimah, which is 1 hour from Dubai. Uh, it's going to have a Win casino coming up there in 2027. It's going to be larger than the Win in Las Vegas, more than 18,000 square meters in size. It's going to be massive. And there's a lot of development happening around that area. So if you can buy something residential there, um, there is a very good chance of capital appreciation in the next 3 to 4 years. The prices will start at approximately around, you can say, 3 to 3.5 crores starting for a decent property, but you can get something with payment plans, etc. So I would definitely look at Marjan Islands and Ras Al Khaimah around the Win Casino as a very, very good prospect for investment. Um, Secondly, if somebody's looking at a short return option, there is the World Islands, which is like a man-made island here just off the coast of Dubai. It's accessible only by boat, pretty much like Maldives. You have to take a boat, you know, uh, an express boat, let's say, takes about 10, 12 minutes or half an hour by a regular boat. And there is a project there called the Heart of Europe. It'll have 20 hotels. Eventually, one hotel is operational, managed by IHG, and they are offering an 8.33% per annum yield net to the owner for a period of 12 years, and with a buyback option as well, at twice the cost of your purchase price. So that is one opportunity if somebody is looking at a more stable return.
And do you get
And
a housing finance on that project as well? Because I understand it's a room in a hotel.
it's a room in a
And
hotel, commercial project, and it's mainly for people who have that kind of money upfront to enjoy a return on it. So it cannot be on finance.
you can't finance it.
No, it has to be your own equity that you put in, and only after you've completed the payment. Prices start at approximately 4.5 CR. Only after you start that, you pay that, you will start getting your returns of 8.33% per annum. That's one avenue one can look at as a diversification of your portfolio. Get a hotel asset. You can even use it for 14 days in a year. So now next time you come, you can go for a holiday and stay for free in your own hotel. um, it's got amazing first time concepts. It's got a draining street. It's got a snow plaza. It's got a hotel dedicated only for weddings. 4 hotels which are adult only hotels. One massive hotel which is only family oriented. So they've got a choral institute. A lot of things are first. So tourists from around the world will be attracted. So one is toward Ras Al Khaimah Win Casino. B is going to be World Islands. These are new tourism spots. So because people have been to Dubai many times, a lot of Indians have been to Dubai many times. What's new? What's next? So these are the couple of places that are now going to become very popular with tourists, and so that means higher rental yields, etc., etc. Then within Dubai, of course, Emaar is always a very popular developer. Dubai Hills is an area which is very popular, central to all of Dubai. It's an Emaar master development. There's a project there called Golf Place. There's still availability there. Again, 3.5 to 4 crores onwards, one can look at options in Dubai Hills. Apart from that, I would say in the slightly lower ticket size, one should look at an area called Jumeirah Village Circle, JVC, and JVT, Jumeirah Village Triangle. Again, just opposite Dubai Hills. There's a project there called Vivid by Object One. It's a Ukrainian developer. They're doing an amazing job on European appliances, very high end finishes. There you can enter at even as low as 1.85 CR for a studio, going onwards a little higher and higher for the 1 and 2 beds. And lastly, there's Bingati Hills again in Barsha South, opposite Dubai Hills. Again, studios in the 2 crore range. So if you're looking at low ticket size, I would look at JVC, JVT, Barsha South area, slightly higher Dubai Hills. This is in Dubai. These are new areas under development, not like Marina and downtown where appreciation has already happened. You want to go into an area where there's chance and scope for appreciation. In Dubai, these are the 3 areas I would recommend. And in Marjan Islands, it's going to be the sky is the limit. What's going to happen once the casino comes? Really, there are going to be a lot of casino tourists there, and that also means a lot of meetings and incentive trips happening there, exhibitions happening there. So it's going to draw people from all over the world. So one should really look at Marjan Islands.
And two best picks of yours in your sweet spots of 5 to 7 crores in an apartment category and 10 to 12 crores for the villa category.
So in the villa category, there is a new development called Acres by Miras. Miras, Nakhil are all under Dubai Holdings. So it's a government entity. They launched a project near Global Village called Acres. Starting price is 5.5 million, let's say around 12 crores for a villa there. I would, and they have a payment plan of 65% during construction, 35% on handover. So you pay 65% in the course of the next 3 years. So in the villa category, and it's within city limits. So I would recommend Acres definitely as one of the options in the villa. In the 5 to 7 crores, like I said, and JVC, there are multiple options with multiple developers. Object One is definitely one of them. I really like what work they are doing. And I would look at Vivid, which is their new launch happening now in September.
Last question, that is, in Dubai, real estate sold on super area or carpet area? And when you refer to these rates, uh, uh, are they super area rates and carpet area rates? And if there are super area rates, what's the ratio of carpet to super? And what is the sweet spot of per square foot carpet area uh,
So
dirham
I'll
wise?
I'll stop you on a question over here. Mercifully, we don't have any super area concept over here. The builders maybe do it in their own calculation of how much common areas they have, and they factor it into the price. So what you're paying is net of the what we call the built-up area, which includes balcony space. So if you say an apartment has got 1400 square feet, it could have a 100 square feet balcony, it could have a 1300 square feet internal area, but you're paying for the surface, which is 1400 square feet. So there is no
And
concept.
that also does not include the walls.
That does not include the walls, because that is the dimensions from within the square footage that you will calculate. So it's what they call built up
Wow.
area. Yeah.
And what's the perfect price per square foot in terms of sweet spots? Is it 2000 dirhams per square foot good, or is it 4000 dirhams per square
I
foot?
think if
What
yes,
do
a
you
good
recommend?
question. Some properties have gone up to 4,000, 5,000, even 6,000 per square foot in Dubai. But I would say a sweet spot or a good entry point in Dubai is anywhere between 1,500 square feet to 2,500 dirhams per square foot. If you enter in within this range, uh, you have to see that if tomorrow there is a downside, what hit you can take, because this is a real estate market. Anything can happen. So I would say if you enter at these price points, there's the chances of your taking a very uh, heavy hit are lesser and lesser. The moment you go into more luxury spaces of going into premium, your risk is higher. So I would say average 2,000 dirhams per square foot. If you get anything in Dubai, it's don't think too much about it.
Well, thank you so much, Anuj, for providing such great insights. I would recommend any viewer who's watching from India to reach out to Anuj, whose number and WhatsApp is given on your screen. If you're an Indian looking to make investments in Dubai, I don't think there's any better person, more informed person than Anuj. and extremely creditable. I've known him personally for over 25 years. Please reach out to him, and I think he'll be your best guide to help you buy that right real estate in Dubai. Thank you so much, Anuj.
Okay, thank you, and not to forget, follow me on Instagram. I post regularly on my page. That will keep you abreast on different activities and projects, etc., that are being launched. And then whenever you have a question, please feel to write on Instagram or WhatsApp.
Thank you so much, Anuj, once again. It's been
All
a
right.
pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching this special podcast. We have done many videos on Dubai and we will link all of them below in case you have missed any. For those who are looking and convinced to invest or live in Dubai, we have a finale of this Dubai 5-part series coming soon where Anuj gives his top picks to invest in, their prices, rental yields, and other USPs. If you like our videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and share it with those who may benefit from it. Thanks for watching. This is Samir signing off.